Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Hearts 4 as we're going to be starting a new series today as Democratic Germany. The Democratic route is the only one we haven't done on the German focus tree here on the channel. You know, we've done the historical route several times, and then we did a Return to the Kaiser campaign a little while back, and then of course Germany doesn't have a communist branch on their focus tree. So I really wanted to do it this year, the Democratic route. The patrons did vote pretty overwhelmingly for Germany. I think it was 61% of the vote went for Germany, 22% went for India, and then 17% went for Spain. I suppose the big win for Germany should have been expected, considering the fact they did get so close to winning in the last series. So we are playing with a mod, so you'll notice that the checksum here is different because we're playing with a minor mod, a very small mod that I created specifically for this series. And what exactly it does, we'll go over as we talk about the setup here. So let's go and jump into the game, play a new game in 1936 as Germany. And we already have everything set up here, so let's go ahead and load up our presets. You'll see that for the major nation buffs with the AI, we have everybody buffed by 2 points with the exception of ourselves. Obviously, we won't have any buffs. And the other exception is the United States. They only have 1 tick because they should be staying neutral for the majority of the campaign. And then towards the end, I mean, they might even stay neutral for the entire campaign. But then towards the end, they would join our faction, because the idea here is similar with that Ottoman campaign, is we're going to try and avoid fighting in the Americas if we can, and try and focus specifically on Europe and Asia for our conquest. I mean, I wouldn't really say conquest because we're playing as a democracy here, so we're going to be defending against the communists and the fascists here. So yeah, everybody has 2 ticks except for us and the United States here, because we should be enemies with most of these countries. One of the Chinas could end up being an ally. We'll just have to see how that ends up going down. I use these major nation buffs to make the AI better, perform a bit better, just give them some help, since AI does have some trouble in this game. And I use this instead of using the difficulty settings, because I find that the difficulty settings just make everything take longer for the player. It's not exactly fun. It just takes longer for you to get everything, text, to get political power, to get equipment. And it doesn't really make it more challenging. Again, just makes it take longer. So I feel like these are the better way to make the AI perform better. And that's why we got them ticked up by 2. And we're not going to go any further because otherwise basically fuel becomes irrelevant for the AI, and I don't really like that, because you can't use any strategies to try and reduce the amount of fuel going to their units, because they don't really use any fuel. If you look at here, just with the 2 ticks, I mean, they're using 40% less fuel, so that's a big buff for them. So I feel like going all the way over and giving them a 60% bonus is a little bit too much, I think. So now with the AI behavior, which is of course which route they go on their focus tree, we'll be set up to go Democratic. Obviously, it doesn't really matter what we have set here, since we'll be picking which route we go in the focus tree. The idea here for the campaign is that we're going to have 2 large factions opposing us. One communist faction and one fascist faction. And that's what the minor mod that we're playing with does. If you guys recall, in the United States series, we tried to create one big communist faction to fight by making the whole world go communist. It didn't go exactly the way we wanted, because there ended up being like multiple communist factions, like 2 or 3 communist factions competing against each other. And I had a mod on that one that forced everybody to go communist, but unfortunately I didn't force them into the same faction. And so this mod, that's what it does. It doesn't force anybody to go a particular ideology. However, it does force everybody who is of a fascist, communist, or really any ideology, I suppose, to join a faction once they're at war and the faction leader are at war. So basically the Soviet Union will be considered the leader of the communist faction. Us as Germany will be considered the leader of the democratic, not aligned faction. And then either Britain or Italy will be considered the leader of the fascist faction, with a preference for the United Kingdom. And so what happens is, once the faction leader is at war and that country is at war, then they'll be forced into that faction. So it only works if they're both at war. It won't bring anybody into the war that's not already, in conflict. So let's say, a little conflict breaks out between a major power and a minor power. That minor power, just because they're at war, let's say they're a fascist country, doesn't mean they're going to join the United Kingdom faction unless the UK is also at war. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear so you guys understand how this mod works. Again, once the faction leader and the country are of the same ideology and are both at war, then they'll be forced into the same faction. So the idea here is that we're only going to have 3 factions in the entire game. So that's hopefully how it should work. There could be some issues caused. For instance, let's say the UK and the Italy go to war with each other. It will not make them join the same faction. If you're already at war with the faction leader, then you can't join their faction with this mod. Just didn't want any issues caused by that. So again, if everything works as intended, we should have 3 big old factions fighting each other. So let's take a look at who those factions are going to be composed of. So you got the Soviet Union, of course, going the historical route. Really nothing else for them to do here. There'll be the Comintern leader. We got Japan going the fascist route. And again, because we have this mod here, even if they create their own faction, once they're at war and then either, Italy or UK are at war, it'll create that one fascist faction. So Japan will not have their own faction. They will join one of these ones here. I could have had them be the faction leader. But since most of the countries here in the conflict are going to be in Europe, I felt it would be better to have a European power as the fascist leader. So Italy's going to be going down their historical fascist route, so they don't try and create their own faction. Because I'm hoping that the UK becomes the fascist leader, since they are worldwide. They're in Europe and in the Americas, Africa, and Asia. Then we have France is going to go communist, so they'll be joining the Comintern. Poland, our neighbor, as Germany, will also be going communist. I flirted with having them join our side, but I felt like it'd be better to have them go communist, make it a little bit more challenging. All of the Dominion countries, the British Dominion countries, will be going fascist with Britain. So Australia, Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, and India are all going fascist. Here in the Balkans, they're all going to be joining the Democratic faction, so our faction. The Hungarians, the Romanians, Yugoslavia, and Czechoslovakia are all going to join our faction. The Chinas will be going historical. We'll have an obedient Manchukuo for Japan. And then Britain, of course, is going fascist. The United States will go with their historical democratic route rather than the alternate one, so that they'll try and stay out of the war for as long as possible. The Dutch will be going down their historical democratic route. Mexico will be secular republic. They hopefully won't join the conflict at all. Spain will be going communist, and of course they're going to be trying to, side with the Soviet Union, as will Portugal. So both of those will be communist. Greece is going to go the historical route, where they're going to try and pursue a policy of neutrality, and then Bulgaria is going to be democratic liberal, and Turkey will be communist. So that's the whole setup. And we'll kind of look at the map and talk about how that should end up working out. All of this, though, is going to be on the default settings, so nothing's changed here, guys. All right, excellent. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Obviously going with that regular difficulty, and historical AI focus is off. And this should be a fun campaign, guys. Remember, we're going to have conflict very, very early in the campaign here as Germany, since we'll be doing the Civil War to get rid of Hitler and the Nazis. But let's just take a look at what the map situation is supposed to be once we get the factions all set up here. So we'll be forming the CEA, the Central European Alliance, I believe is what that stands for. And with that on our focus tree, which I can go ahead and show that, you can see, this is how I kind of decided who would be joining our faction. We'll go down this route here, they oppose Hitler. And then when we get down here to the Central European Alliance, so you see all these countries have a focus for joining us. Austria, Czechoslovakia, Hungarians, Yugoslavia, Romania, Bulgaria is there as well. And then we have the Dutch, Belgium, Luxembourg. I don't think anybody's different right there. And then we have the Scandinavians. All of these guys don't have focus trees, but yeah, they should be joining us as well. Now, Poland does have a route here. Also, the Baltic countries do, so they'll be joining our faction, hopefully. And Finland. Poland does have a focus here, so we could have had them join our faction, but I felt like it'd be better to make the communists a little bit stronger. So, and then also I'd prefer to be able to push into Soviet territory from our own territory rather than pushing through Polish territory. So I think it'd be better this way. And I also didn't want the Soviets attacking the Polish either. I didn't like the way that would go down, I think. So I just think it's better to have Poland here go communist. So essentially our faction is going to be all of this here. This should be all of us all around Poland here, so Poland should be in the Comintern. And then all through the Balkans, with Greece maybe joining the faction, maybe remaining neutral. Just kind of depends on what happens with them. So basically a very Central European alliance here. The communist faction is going to be the Soviet Union, Turkey, France, Spain, and Portugal. So those are going to be the main powers here. And so basically they kind of completely surround our faction here. So we have the final faction, which is the fascist, which is going to be the United Kingdom, Italy, Japan, and then all the British dominions. So essentially they'll really only have Italy here in Europe, in mainland Europe. The United Kingdom will be able to do their invasions, but they should control the seas. That's what I'm thinking. The fascists, having two of the largest fleets in the world with Japan and the UK, two of the three largest, with the United States being the third one. They have two huge fleets, and then they also have the Italian fleet, which is respectable as well. So with those three fleets here, they should dominate the seas, even against the Americans, I think. So they'll control the seas, so we're going to need to build a fleet ourselves so that we can try and contend against them without taking too much from our own army, since we're going to be fighting on two fronts with the communists. We might be able to avoid a two-front war. It's a possibility. We'll just have to see. But there's also a good chance that we will be fighting both the French and the Soviet Union at the same time. So we cannot, take away from our military too much, especially considering the fact that this civil war is going to weaken us by quite a bit. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. It's going to be an interesting campaign, though. I'm excited. I think we should have two very powerful enemy factions to fight. One that dominates the seas more and one that dominates the land more. So we're going to be going down this route here first, of course, get this civil war started. I don't know if it matters moving your units and stuff. I want to say it doesn't. Yeah, I want to say it doesn't matter. We'll move them all over here, but I want to say that with the German one, that it isn't going to matter at all. But we're going to move all the units over to our side things. We won't train them or anything, because I'm just assuming that this is going to be irrelevant. I guess you could train them for the experience. Yeah, you could train them for the army experience, so we can make adjustments. Just make sure all of our units are moving. Move this fleet as well. I don't remember what the breakdown is for the troops. We're going to bring all these guys over here. Like how the Civil War breaks things down. Let's go and get all of our tech selected. And we're going to do things a little bit differently than usual because we're going to have an early war here. So we're definitely going to want to go for something that gives us a nice passive bonus there. So we're going to grab that. Still going to go with the electronic mechanical engineering, of course, as usual. And the basic machine tools. And let me see if there's anything that might give us a passive bonus that would be helpful right away. Let's go for the interwar artillery. Again, just doing things a little bit differently. We won't go for a doctrine just because it takes so long to get it. So we want to get something that might help us in this civil war. So do things a little bit different than we typically do, where we'd get that construction tech instead. As far as what we're going to build here, I think we'll likely work on just some civilian factories and try and build on this side of the country, because again, I don't really remember which how this breaks down, or if it's going to be different from the typical civil war we see where we have the Kaiser return. So we'll just build 3 civilian factories over here. We can always use them later for building more stuff. And that is it. We will go and take a look at our production, see if we want to make any adjustments here. And we got a lot going towards infantry equipment, probably far more than needed, so it's going to pull back on that a bit. See if we're building any ships. We are. Alright, so we're probably going to get rid of some of these. I mean, we could use these submarines. They don't take very long to build, but we're just going to want one of these building. I'm over here increasing the number. I meant to decrease it. We'll just build one more of these. We'll let them finish it up, even if they are kind of cruddy. As far as these ones here, though, maybe just see if we want to build these. We can get the destroyers. If these aren't very well built, though, we're probably just gonna, yeah, they're not very far along. I think we're just gonna get rid of these. Yeah, we'll get rid of this one here. We'll lose a little bit of production, but that's okay. They just take too long to build them. And then what we'll do, and I guess we'll focus on these here. So I'll throw these up to the top here and just make sure everybody's set to build here. Although, you know what? This is gonna take too long. We'll just do the big ones. All right, let's move that up there, and yeah, that's almost done. Move this up here as well, and again, just kind of put all of our dockyards into those as they finish up with these submarines here. And then once the submarines finish up, if there's any dockyards left, they'll go to try and get these destroyers finished up. Alright, so that looks good. Let's just take a look at the rest of our equipment. We're going to put more into the support equipment, definitely put more into artillery and some light tanks as well. Motorized, kind of just move these around a little bit too. And get some planes building. And do we have the Naval Bombers yet? Because we're definitely going to want to start building those. So we're going to need that to help our fleet out. Let's go and at least have one factory put into the bombers for right now. Is there anything else we need? Strategic bombers, I think we're going to wait on that, guys. Yeah, I don't think we're going to put any factories into that just yet. Yeah, I think this looks good. We just need to get the rest of these factories assigned, and we're going to want to get stuff that we're going to be using kind of early on here. Let's put one more into the fighters, and another one into the tanks here. And there we go. Good to go. Let's take a look at the resource situation. We don't need to trade for that tungsten anymore. Let's go and stop trading for that. But we will need some rubber, and we will trade with Siam. Yeah, we'll trade with Siam for now. Alright, so that looks good. Obviously those ships are outdated, that is fine. Seems we have some, oh yeah, all of our units aren't in an army yet, so let's go ahead and just select them all and put them into a training army, because I think we will let them train up so we'll have a little bit of army experience to make use of once the Civil War starts. So yeah, we're just going to train them and keep them training, since I don't think any of these guys actually need experience. And we should be good on the equipment as well. We won't do that decision at this moment, so I don't think there's anything else to be aware of here. Could start building units, but when I do the Civil Wars Germany, I don't like to do anything, because I never know how the breakdown's going to work. I always forget how it's going to get broken down once the Civil War starts. So yeah, we'll just wait until the Civil War starts before we do anything. We'll just keep our manpower and all that kind of good stuff. Just keep these guys training for the army experience, so we'll have some of it. Essentially, we're just waiting to get the focus done here in about 50 days. And once we knock that out, let me see if there's anything new up here. Can demand increased Dutch trade with the Germans. So this is all with the that special mechanic. I think it's fairly irrelevant though, considering the fact that the British won't remain democratic for very long, and we won't be staying fascist very long. We're going to be, switching places here. So I don't think it's going to matter much if we compete with that at all. Lots of stuff popping up here, so we should probably say we don't want to be notified of certain things. Yeah, we don't need to see any of this right now. And yeah, we don't need to ban these. We'll keep that one available, I suppose. Eventually we'll want to use it. As far as this one here, I don't think we want to do this. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that one right now. So let's just say we don't need to be notified of that. Let's see what other ones are available here. And then the demand increased Dutch trade with the Germans here. This does cost political power, so I don't think we're going to do this one either. And that'll get rid of that notification, so I'm not constantly clicking on it. So yeah, we'll just try and build up our experience, get as much as possible before the war starts. Should be starting here very, very soon. We got about 10 days remaining. And then we'll see how this Civil War breaks down. I meant to move these units. Let's go and do that now. And I don't know if this... I always forget whether the German Civil War is like most Civil Wars in the game, where it's kind of random how they break it up, or if it's one where it has... I want to say it's one where it has a specific setup. I guess we'll see here. So, the fascists are going to start a civil war. We're going to lose 25% stability. We'll get a new leader. He's going to be the leader of the non-aligned party. Increase in stability, war support, and division attack on core territory by plus 20%. And, of course, we lose the political power gain of our current leader. All right, fantastic. So, yes, it is the exact same way. It looks like whether you're going the democratic route. Yeah, it seems to be the same. And you get to keep all the units. Or at least part of the units. So it was probably a good thing that I moved those, because I think if they were on this side of things, then it would have went to them. All right, so this is, I always liked having the Civil Wars in the beginning. It's always pretty fun, because normally you have that long period of peace where you don't get to do anything unless you help with volunteers, but it's nice to have a little bit of early conflict. So we could start working on the fleet very early on if we wanted to, since that is kind of a goal of ours. Getting those dockyards would be helpful. Maybe 3 dockyards, because you can't go down this route until the Civil War is over. Could also instead work on the Army innovations, get some experience, get some land doctrine research bonuses, Okay, and that would unlock the treaty with the USSR. There's the air innovations, doing kind of a similar thing here, but for our planes, also getting us some more air bases. Or the 4-year plan, giving us research bonuses for industry and a new political advisor. We also have a ton of political power, by the way, so we'll have to go ahead and spend all that. I think we'll wait to do the naval rearmament, anything that builds like dockyards and factories and stuff. Probably go for the research bonuses for industry. I think that would be a good start here. Yeah, army experience would be helpful too. Yeah, let's go and grab this here, and then with the political power we just got, let's go and get an advisor, or probably switch up maybe from partial mobilization, since it might be difficult to change over to war economy once we're at actually a democracy. It could be very difficult to change over to war economy, though they do have those events now that try and move you out of war economy once you're at peace, so this might be a waste. But I think we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. We'll see. We'll see if it ends up being a waste or not. We'll go over to war economy, since again, as a democracy, it does get kind of difficult to change these up here. Alright, so that'll give us more access to our factories and such. We only have 6 civilian factories, by the way, so that's going to take forever to build those. Looking at the decisions available, let me just see if there's anything here that we want to take a look at. So we have the sharpen air safety regulations. It just makes everything cost more production. What benefit do you get? You get like less chance of accidents or something? I'd assume, but I'm not seeing the actual benefit there. We don't need to do the anti-fascist raids. There's something else still here. Oh yes, so some of these we definitely don't want to do right now. Don't need to do that. And then for the military buildup, this will decrease our stability and war support, and increase the cost of most planes while decreasing the cost of the fighters. Okay, yeah, we're not going to do that one either. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the military set up now that we spent our political power, did everything need to be taken care of. Let's see how many units we have total if we're just going to want this all to be one army here. So we got 24 up along the border and 14 here, so we'll create 2 separate armies then. One for the north and one for the south. That's probably the best way to do that then. So this will be the northern army, and I guess this will be our southern army here. If I can get them selected. Alright, so this will be our southern force. And then we'll be adding these guys into that force. You see that they don't have any training or anything. Really no time to do that either. Let's go and change up their colors. We'll have I guess we'll have a blue army here. And give them an icon. I think it'll be a diamond. And then we'll have I guess we'll have a red army. I know that confuses a lot of people because I say the red army and that everybody thinks of the Soviets. So with this one, we'll make them a heart, because I like the red heart. They're going to spread love to our fellow Germans. So we need to go ahead and get some leaders set up here. For our first leader, we're going to want somebody who's hopefully got some traits that can help us out here in this war. But of course, we also want to consider their overall skill. Guderian would be our best for the tanks. We don't have any tanks up along here, but we do have 2 tank units there, and that's the route we want to push, is towards Berlin. So Guderian is going to be the leader of the Blue Army here, and we're going to give him, I'll probably go with a combined arms expert. I always like going with that one a little bit more, because armor doesn't really have good defense in the first place, while motorized and mechanized do. So the 15% bonus is actually a lot more than you'd expect. You know, considering it's only 5% more, but it's a huge bonus for the division. A lot more so than Panzer Expert is, so we'll go with that one. And then we need a commander over here for this red army. And I do want to put Rommel in power. You know, Rommel's one of my favorite German leaders here. But I think it would be better to do von Manstein. And then we're going to give him the... If we don't want to do guerrilla fighter, probably do the fortress buster. That's always useful to have whenever you're fighting in the forts. There's no forts in this current conflict, but it'll be useful in the future. And then we're going to also want to go ahead and give them a... I just want the blue army in front, not that it matters. We're also going to go ahead and give them a field marshal. We have a defensive-minded one, although he's actually got higher attack than he does defense. But he has the defensive doctrine. And then we have our offensive guy, which I think he's the clear choice here in this particular conflict. He's got the offensive doctrine, and we're going to go ahead and give him the charismatic. Yeah, we'll do the charismatic. Oh, we're out of command power. So we'll have to wait till we get a little bit more. So let's go ahead and get these troops here added into these armies. We're going to give them some fronts first. I think the Red Army front is a bit longer. But that's okay, because we want to really focus going after Berlin on this one. We'll just make sure that this army's a little bit stronger. As of right now, they already have more divisions. Alright, so let's go ahead and add these troops in here. We're going to want to put these 2 tanks into... the Red Army front got messed up. Let's go and... I think I assigned them to the entire front. Didn't mean to. So let's go and add the tanks into the Blue Army front. The mountain troops will also go into the Blue Army front. And then with these infantry, just kind of split them up a little bit. Get 5 going in there, get them up to 18. And then 6 into here, and then put them at 20. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it looks solid. Again, really want to push forward here. So even though they have the smaller front, we do want them to have a good number of divisions. And then we got our ships over here. Let's go ahead and figure out how we want to compose these, because we want to try and gain control of the sea, though I'm not entirely sure how many ships they ended up getting. We don't know. We have no intel on them. So we might want to wait until we know that we'll win the battle in the sea here before we actually put these out there. Yeah, I think we'll probably just wait. There's really no advantage putting the ships out there right now just to fight our own fleet. So we won't put those out here. But we will get all of our planes set up. So let's go ahead and just take all of these air wings here and just get rid of them. Because I don't think they have any experience. So let me just double check. Yeah, none of them have experience. So rather than trying to figure out how we want to change these, since we don't like the numbers and whatnot, let's just get rid of all of them and redo them. Of course, you lose a few days that it takes for them to get to the actual airbase, but that's okay. So let's put the plane supporting this attack in this airbase, since I think this is it's got 1,000 space for 1,000 planes here, so plenty enough. And we'll just see what we got. Looks like we do not have very many fighters, so we're probably gonna want to do fighter wings of 50. Yeah, we'll do fighter wings of 50, and they'll just be not very up to date here. Suppose you could get another 50 out there. So that's what we'll do. We'll do 100 up here, and then 50 down here. And just won't have as many here, unfortunately. And then we'll have only 1 plane for replacing any losses that we take. Alright, so let's go and get these guys doing normal operations and air superiority over Western Germany. And these guys, same thing, but over Eastern Germany. Since I don't expect we'll need them here, we'll have to see if they attack us more, if we're attacking them more, in which case we'll move our planes over to the northwest air zone. Now we need to go ahead and get some close air support going. And let me just see how many we have. Alright, we got a lot of interwar bombers, tactical bombers, so probably won't have very many close air support. No, we do not. Alright, but that's fine. Let's just go with all the close air support we have here. Oops. And get them flying overhead. And then we'll also want to get some tactical bombers. We'll put the whole air wing of these tactical bombers, the more modern ones, over here. Although I guess this is a bigger zone, so it probably would have been more useful having those here, but it's fine. And then with the interwar bombers, we'll do 100 over here. Again, really focusing on the north here. Let me see if we want to get any more of these. Yeah, maybe we'll do... I was trying to keep these all modern. So let's just do a wing of 50 of the older ones. Alright, excellent. So I think we're good to go now. We could put the... we'll put the bombers out there. Might as well. I don't really want to put the ships, but we'll put some bombers out there. Get them doing the naval strike right here. Right here, in case they try and come around this way. Alright, fantastic. So I think we're good to go. I think we got everything taken care of. Yeah, I believe so. Let's go and turn the speed down here. And then we're going to want to focus our attacks and avoid any attacks across rivers, of course. That would be wise. Let's just figure out where the best locations to attack would be. Avoid mountain attacks. Yeah, so that would be a good location, though we can't focus our attack there We might just let them attack us down here. Yeah, since it's going to take longer for those units to get down to the south, so I don't think that'd be wise. But let's go and attack with all these units here. That should be a victory. And then focus fire here on this province. We'll let that guy support them. And then here we're going to try and go... Yeah, I think we're just going to attack the city here and then support with those 2 units. Going to be a little bit limited on what we can do here until we get the rest of the army here, because we don't want to leave any provinces undefended. And maybe try and attack. I don't think that'd be a win right there, because remember, their units are about equal with ours, so you don't want to have any, you know, positions where they're, you know, going to have a terrain bonus. So that looks good. Let's see how this ends up going. So that's a win. Let's go ahead and support. Remember, we also get that one modifier, which helps us out quite a lot for our leader. Alright, so winning across here, that's a win. I think we probably could win here as well. So let's go ahead and have... we gotta wait till units get down there because we don't have enough units. This unit will get somewhere as well. Of course, Germany is embroiled in civil war. So yeah, should be a nice, easy victory there. And Ethiopia has already capitulated. Italy did a good job. And if they beat them in March, that's like the quickest I see that they do it. So that's pretty good. So bravo to the Italians. Let's go and start the attack here now. And oops, we also want to go ahead and support that attack. And just kind of wait until the rest of these units get here as well. And you know what, this guy can come over here. Help us out on this attack. And we want to turn this up to speed 3. So that is a loss. That's what I thought. Any unit that's taxed by itself is probably going to lose. We need to, you know, jump them with multiple units. So that's what we're going to be doing here. This unit just got here, so he's a little bit weak. Let's go and attack here into the forest and support that. And we'll wait till this unit gets his organization up before we attack here. Just barely winning that there. Got 2 units there. We are losing here. These guys don't attack well into the city, so instead, let's have the tanks go this way and attack that province. Looks like we're going to lose that city attack because there's just too many units there. Let's go and have this unit here support that attack. And yeah, just wait till we get more units here. Let's go and have this guy stop and attack right there. And we're also going to stop this attack because it's clearly not working. Instead, we'll attack that unit there. Try and get around the city where they have so many units there. Just surround them. Be the better way to go. So I'm send another unit in here. This is, yeah, not the best way to do it. You see there's 3 units there. So instead, let's attack here. Alright, fantastic. So we'll attack right there. And you know what? Do we need any benefit we can get? So let's go ahead and create our intelligence agency. And as far as what name we're going to use, I'll let you guys suggest the name. Remember, we can always change it here. So we'll use this icon for now with this name. We'll get this here in 30 days. But I'll leave here, guys, is name suggestions. And still losing here. Okay, that's unexpected. Let's throw another unit in there. Losing here as well, but we have many units to help out. Oh, whoa, hold up. I accidentally selected all the units there. That's not what I wanted to do. So now we have to send off these orders again. We're almost winning here. Damn, that sucks. Alright, so let's go and send off the attack again. Yeah, that was my bad, guys. Alright, so send all these attacks off again. Alright, so 1 there already, excellent. I think it was just the blue army that got messed up. Alright, so bring those tanks up over to here. Yeah, try and cut off these units here, guys. We'll go and support this. Try and get the win a little bit quicker. We are losing that attack, so let's go and send these guys in to support it. And hopefully that'll go in our favor. We are losing this attack as well. Yeah, it's just too many units up along here. Let's see if we can't win going into the plains. No. How about over here? That would be a win. We're going to keep these attacks going, and if some of them are considered losses right now. They've advanced here, but can't go anywhere since we're defending. Let's get the tank moving over that way, and we're going to help them out by attacking right there. And right here. Just kind of help the defense so that's wrapped up a little bit quicker. Winning here now, though, so that's good. Yeah, having some trouble there on that attack. Alright, well, let's just go and pull it back then. They're not going to win it. There's better ways to do this, guys. Instead, we'll have this guy go here, and we're going to attack this province. See if we can't get a win there. Alright, so yeah, as of right now, these are all losses, but we'll keep them going. So yeah, attacking there, trying to finish this fence up here. These guys are here now, so let's go ahead and go after that province, see if we can't get there before this unit. Looks like we cannot, so we're going to have to attack him then. We're going to attack with both of those guys. And could also get across this river here, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so somebody will get there. There we go, beautiful. So these guys are now surrounded. Excellent. Let's go ahead and have this guy go up here instead, since it's undefended. Should be able to get across that river effectively. This guy needs to join him. And we're going to stop the attack across the river and now focus on trying to get this city conquered. Alright, see if there's anything that changed down here. We are getting a win there now. Alright, awesome. Still losing here, though. So let's try sending another unit, see if that won't turn it around for us. Alright, so we did win there. But yeah, the unit is currently being attacked. Let's see if we can't, like, help out, get that ended sooner. Let's take this guy, have him join that attack. Now, I'm not entirely sure which division design these guys are using. Horrible, horrible templates. Do we have, like, equipment to send them? Because I'd really like to change up their division design. This is the current division design here. I wonder if it'll even let you change them up. Sometimes with special division designs, yeah, they're locked and you can't change them. Okay, so we'll have to finish up the Civil War. That's unfortunate. But they're using the same cruddy division design from my understanding, so... Alright, so still trying to wrap those guys up there. This should be an easy attack here, so let's go ahead and throw them into... Well, maybe not so easy. Huh, this guy just does not want to support. There we go. Alright, so we got the electronic mechanical engineering. Let's go after the mechanical computing next. Get those research bonuses. Alright, so this tank unit moved here, but then pulled back. Let's attack them here, make sure they don't get there first. Just trying to get those units there wrapped up now that they're cut off. And we should be pushing towards Berlin here. So remember, we don't want to take any unnecessary casualties, so that's why we're being kind of cautious with this, making sure we don't do anything unnecessary, so we don't lose too many troops. Just trying to make the win as easy as possible. But we also want experience, so that's another thing to consider. I'm going to attack here. End that, I guess. Oh, that's what was going on. I see. Now, I'm not entirely sure why this unit here keeps on pulling back. Let's go to grab this province, though, see if we can't cut those units off there. We almost got those two units there destroyed. Let's go ahead and have this guy push forward down here. Not going to be able to take Berlin, so let's just stop that. Let's see if we can't cut off, cut the country into two. That's what I'm trying to say. Try and cut it into two, and should make it easier. We're going to attack here with everything we got as well. Get these two units completely wiped out now that they are surrounded. Same thing here. We can get this unit wiped out. But let's push forward here with these guys and have them attack here instead. Alright, so we need to get another unit over to here because it looks like they're about to try and take that province from us. 21 hours is when they get there. It will not cut us off because we do have this province here. So yeah, we won't be cut off, but we'll go ahead and do the attack. There's really no way to stop that though. Just yet. Let's go and have this unit push forward here. Still losing here. Yeah, just we're not able to win on that battle, unfortunately. Are winning in these battles though. Let's have this guy here support that. You know, it might just be better to attack right here. That unit's pretty darn weak. So let's actually go ahead and have this guy support here. Okay, excellent. So got one of the units there wiped out, one of them wiped out as well. Country is now split in half. Excellent. And it looks like we were able to get here in time. Fantastic. We should be able to win here. Do gotta stop that unit though. So if need be, we'll attack him with this unit here. How much time do we got? We got 1 day and 8 hours. Let's go and attack Berlin. We should do well against the tanks there. And let me see if I can't get here before this guy. 12 hours. 16 hours. We'll just let them keep moving. It's fine. But we don't want them to reconnect this, so that's clearly a problem. So let's go ahead and move these tanks down here as quickly as we can. Let's make sure he's assigned to this front, actually. Once we finish up these pockets here, we'll have a lot more units up on the front. That is kind of causing us to have some issues here. Alright, so we finally took that province. Good God, it took us forever. These guys should be pretty weak, so we'll attack them again. Although, it might be better to instead trying to attack down here. See if we can't beat this unit. We can. Alright, so it looks like because of our control of the skies, yeah, we should be able to beat these units as far as speed goes. We do have more planes out there. Let's go ahead and push forward there. Again, just make sure this unit doesn't connect here. Alright, it doesn't matter, because we did wipe out the units there. Alright, excellent. We probably want some units down here. I don't think we have very many. Alright, so he's going over that way, and we'll just take one of these guys and have him go onto this front here. Alright, and then we're also going there to stop this unit. Looks like these guys would be unsuccessful in this attack. Okay. We'll keep it going, though, for now. Now, if you didn't know, I think that this war here is a good example of it, that I do play a little bit different than a lot of other YouTubers. I play a lot slower, more talkative, I pause a lot, and I control all of my units. Let's go and attack here. I rarely ever put the AI in control of any units. I don't really think it does it very well, and I find that you can drastically reduce the number of casualties. Looks like that tank moved. Yeah, we didn't finish cutting these guys off here. Yeah, you can drastically reduce the number of casualties if you just control your own units. So I typically prefer to do that. Alright, let's go and grab that province now. And I think it's funner as well. Overall, it's just a more enjoyable experience for me to control all the units individually. Some people don't like that style. If you don't like it, maybe my channel's not for you. There are a lot of HOI4 YouTubers out there. Kind of been spoiled in that regard. So you got a lot of other options. Nazi explosion takes heavy toll. Oh, that's a bummer. We're gonna get some damage to our factories and infrastructure. Alright, so that's a shame, and we won't really be repairing those because we're working on this right now. Yeah, I'm not really gonna mess with any of this, guys. It really doesn't matter. We'll see that we have our... Yeah, these guys are flying overhead. We are not controlling the skies here. Well, that's interesting. We could do more ground crews, but I would rather get the charismatic bonus here for our leader. So yeah, we'll get the charismatic bonus, and then maybe next, once we have a little bit of the companion hour, we'll focus on the boosting the planes. Man, we just keep on getting hit with this, don't we? I'm gonna push forward here. Here, these guys are almost done. Finished up all those pockets except for that one there. Yeah, it's just a more enjoyable style of play for me to control the units myself. It's just a lot slower. It's noticeably slower. And some people don't like that style. But again, if you don't, there's a whole bunch of other YouTubers out there that play very different from me. Focus more on the playing a bit speedier or whatever. Alright, so let's see how we want to do it with this tank. I really feel like this tank here should just focus on pushing forward here in undefended territory where we can easily get the victory points. Now, where is their current capital? Oh, we haven't taken Berlin yet. Okay, I thought we had. We're going to have to send another unit over here. Clearly, this infantry can't do it on his lonesome. They are trying to reconnect here, so we need to make sure we stop that. We have a unit coming, so that should be enough to stop them. We got 18 hours is the quickest, and we get there in 10. So yeah, we'll be able to stop that unit. They both decided to attack the same province. Here we're attacking across a river, so not the best way to do that. Let's just go and grab... We'll grab that province real quick. Try and close this up a little bit. It'll be easier to take them out. Still trying to get those units there wiped out. We're having some difficulty with that, so let's go ahead and attack here. Trying to get it done a little bit quicker so we can get these units back to the front. And then have this guy push forward here against that really weak unit. And we're going to be getting Nuremberg here. Well, looks like they defended it, so we won't be getting it just yet. Alright, so we have not cut them off yet. And they're in fact about to cut us off, this one unit here. He would move there and cut these guys off, but they'd just be reconnected again. How long until they get there? It's going to be a while. Let's see if we can't get there first. Oh, because yeah, that guy's about to get there, so we have to keep the attack going. That unit might get cut off, guys. I don't know if there's any way to really stop that at the moment. These guys are just moving all over the damn place, aren't they? Let's go and push forward here, and we need to send more units against Berlin. Let's attempt to thicken this up a little bit. And then let's go and attack here as well. Kind of at least get them distracted for a little while. They're combining forces there, so let's let our organization get up a little bit higher, and then we'll attack with that unit there. They're trying to push forward here, but that province does not matter as far as reconnecting these two fronts. Let's go ahead and go this way. This tank here is going to be getting cut off, but that's okay. We'll just have them keep going after these victory points here. So we try and get the enemy defeated. So I don't know if there's any way to deal with this here. We got another unit going there, but I don't think that's going to be enough. We did win right here, so let's go ahead and have that unit support that. And yeah, we just keep getting hit with that, unfortunately. We'll try and attack, see if we can't win now. Looks like we should be able to. Let's have this guy stay here, and then he'll go over there. That's absolutely fine. So we can go ahead and end that now. And still losing in Berlin. I'm actually quite surprised with how well that tank unit has done defending the capital city there. Let's go ahead and push forward here now. Alright, just see if we can see any more success up along here. They're still set to cut us off right there, unfortunately. Will we get there in time? 4 hours compared to 10 hours. We will get there and stop them from being cut off. We still have to defeat this unit, though, in order for this unit to get here, which is not going to happen. So we're going to just have to stop it then. And this would not be enough to stop them in the moment either. We do have this unit here cut off. Frankly, all the units that are here need to come up on this front, and we'll just send a couple units to take care of this, frankly. This unit here, I suppose, would stay here. Get that one unit destroyed. Still working on that, man. It's consuming far too many divisions. We can go ahead and help out here now, and push forward here. Have both of those units go over there. And let's go and go this way. Alright, so this tank is wrapping all this up. Let's have him push forward along here. Use that fast tank. Take those provinces. We could go here now, so let's go ahead and do that. See if we can't get these guys cut off from the rest of the country. And we might need to send them another unit down here, because they very well could end up losing this. It does look like they're about to lose. Send them another unit as well. And yeah, these guys are going to be moving over here. Fantastic. So looking pretty good so far. We'll have to take a look at the casualties. You know, we want to make sure that we look at that before capitulation here. They're 32% towards capitulation. They've lost 59,000, almost 60,000, while we've only lost 12. So overall, kill-death ratios not too bad. Maybe not quite as high as we'd like. You see that the fielded manpower is very similar. They have a similar number of fielded manpower to us. Could make adjustments, divisions, stuff. We're not going to do anything, guys. We're just going to wait until the Civil War is over. Just going to support that attack there. Still winning there. This tank here is having a lot of success, which I'm very happy to see. Getting that territory taken for us. Wish we had a tank unit here that could be pushing forward. Let's go and try and cut off these guys here. If we can't take Berlin, we'll just have to get it cut off. Alright, and then have him go all the way over here. Alright, yeah, then he can go this way, I suppose. Yeah, this is looking good. They are trying to reconnect this here, so that's not good. Yeah, 13 hours. They might be able to do it, but it will be irrelevant if we get that cut off there. See if there's any other attacks that could be done. We could be pushing forward here. There's nobody there to stop us. And we are actually winning here, finally. Looks like we might end up losing that province, though. Alright, so we'll try and get across the river as soon as he finishes taking that province. But yeah, I always like having these early game civil wars. Find them pretty fun. let's focus on getting the port here so these troops won't have any way of getting out of here. Then we can get them completely wiped out. Yeah, this early game Civil War is always a lot of fun. So they did reconnect this, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and stop them from reconnecting it any further. Yeah, we won there as well, so now Berlin is cut off. And we should finally be able to get a win there. Took a lot longer than expected. And we also have this port here, so let's go ahead. We'll have this guy go here next, and then he can attack while he'll lock him down. Just get those units there destroyed. And that one unit here in Erfurt has fought for a while and done quite well. Oh, looks like all of our units are taken off. Alright, so this got messed up when we cut it off. So that's not good. Just gonna push forward here. Yeah, just stop them from doing anything crazy. Make sure they're getting planning bonuses. In fact, let's just go and delete the current planning bonus. Now, one thing that's pretty much 100% of the time gets brought up in my campaigns, because I individually control the units, or I control all the individual units myself. A lot of people say, why even build these lines here, these offensive lines, and go for planning bonuses? Because a lot of people think you don't get a planning bonus if you control them individually. But you do. You do get a planning bonus if you control the units individually. That has no effect on it in regard to whether you get the bonus or not. However, the thing that does get affected, if any unit is given an order, whether the AI gives the order or you do, to move or to attack, then it starts to lose its planning bonus. However, if you give the order, it's a manual order, then it loses the planning bonus quicker. So that's the penalty. So there is a penalty, but it's not that you don't get a planning bonus, which I think a lot of people are confused with that, just based on comments from, on previous series. It does seem a lot of people think that you don't get a planning bonus at all, but you do. You just lose it quicker. And I feel like that's a fair trade-off for me. Let's see if he can't get across the river faster. Should be able to. And then this guy, we want to make sure he doesn't take off. And we've been attacking there forever and not being successful, so let's go to grab this province instead. Also not seeing any success there, so let's just help out here then. And maybe this guy can do it. He's fresh. Alright, so we'll be taking this. We'll just send everybody over here. Just make sure we get this done quicker. Now they are trying to reconnect this, so can't have that madness. We should be able to get there. I guess we will have this unit cut off. So let's go and attack him next as soon as we take that province. Remember, we are moving quicker than they are because we control the skies here. So we can move a bit quicker than they can. Yeah, we just keep taking that those penalties there, unfortunately. Almost gotten this wrapped up here. Let's go and see if that tank can't finish him up now. We did create our agency as well, so about 30 days from here we'll be getting the one operative that we can make use of. Alright, so we have two units attacking both of these units here, trying to get them wiped out. They are trying to reconnect here, but one would not reconnect, so we're just going to leave this as is for now. And winning there. This guy's about to connect here. We do have Munich. Let's go and take this province next. So yeah, he has decided to shift gears and go this way now. Let's go and have this guy support this attack. Try and get that done a little bit quicker. They're trying to reconnect here, so can't have that madness, but I think we should get there before them. So it shouldn't be an issue. I'm not even going to look at it because I'm just assuming that we're going to get it there, before them. Actually, let's go here and have these guys go this way. This guy has been kicking our butt, man. We're having a lot of difficulty getting that win there. Probably not going to get the win here on our lonesome either. That's okay. They're just trying to ramp up these units here. And that's clearly not going to work, so we'll stop that. That Berlin tank unit is also doing very well defending against our attacks. Again, very surprised. They've done a good job. This would cut us off, so let's attack them. And this guy here can just finish this up. So yeah, just trying to get some of these pockets finished up. These guys here could help out with that attack. Get that one unit destroyed. And this tank could be pushing forward here as well. It's kind of race down the back here, though I think this guy... Oops, I didn't realize I had that on pause, so... Might have missed a few things. Let's have these guys stay here. Berlin has been taken finally. Excellent. It took us a while, but we got it done. And let's see what we might want to do here. Yeah, we'll go over here to make sure that they don't take that province, and then we'll help out. We'll just attack next. Winning there, not winning here, so we'll stop that. Have these guys go over this way. You know what, we might not have enough units to finish this up, so let's make sure we do. Alright, so attacking over that way. Holding Munich just barely. See if we can't get a win here. Or at least lock those units down. Alright, looking good. So we'll start pushing forward here, but let's first get them cut off. We do have to take the port, though. And Adolf Hitler dies, and Heinrich Himmler becomes the leader. Okay. So already you can see that they are collapsing. And they're attacking us across the river here. That's not going to go well for them. We're going to attack this unit here. And it looks like this should be done soon. Let's go ahead and stop that attack with this unit here. That's clearly not going to work out. We'll have this guy try and grab that province there, since he is having some difficulty with it. Should have this all wrapped up here soon. Yeah, just taking a lot of damage, as you'd expect. A civil war is going to be impactful. We'll get that airbase there, and that's it. I wanted to take a look at what the total casualties were. Kind of a bummer we missed that. I didn't realize they were that quick, or that close towards capitulating there. Alright, so I want to say they might take the units here, or maybe we just can never adjust them. Are you just stuck with them? I'm not entirely sure what happens with the Civil War. It's been a while since I've done the German Civil War, so we'll just wait and see what happens. But we can let them sit and train while we wait. Yeah, we'll let them sit and train for right now. We'll just put them on a border with France and Poland. So Blue Army will go over here, and they will train. We will only train them until they are regular experience level. And the Red Army will go on the Polish border. And same deal here. Just kind of train if they need it. Alright, fantastic. So now where they're done here, let's just wait before we do anything. We will take all the planes off of their orders, of course. Oops. We won't have them fly overhead because we're having some fuel issues. So for right now, we'll just take everybody off their orders and then see what happens with the events ending the Civil War. We could improve worker conditions. Stability is actually pretty decent, though, so we won't have to do that just yet. And we can ban fascism as well. We're just going to say we don't need to be notified of any of these for the moment. And let's just wait, because I think we should have some events fire. Here's the fleet, so I think we got our fleet back. Yeah, it looks like we got the fleet back. Okay, here we go. We got the first event for the end of the Civil War. The Nazi leadership has been captured. At long last, we have freed our country from the grips of our enemies, and those loyal citizens who rose up to support our cause may now finally return to their homes. As a nation, we may begin the long and arduous process of rebuilding our nation. The country's leadership, in turn, is free to begin looking ahead at what might come in the future: democracy, or a return to the old monarchy. One last thing remains to be taken care of, however. With the end of the Civil War, our troops have managed to capture a large group of the Nazi leadership. Now there only remains the decision of what to do with this unsavory part of our recent history. Because they hang them, in which case we will increase stability, and fascism will lose popularity, and then that will delete that one unit template and remove all the units that use it, which is why I didn't want to do anything with that, because I figured that's how that ends up going down. Or we can say imprison them for life. They might come in use for the future, in which case we will gain political power and fascism will increase in support. Currently it has 16% support, while democracy only has 32% at this moment. Okay, I feel like we're going to do the imprison them for life. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Or start our democracy out by imprisoning people rather than killing them. So we do have some political power from that decision, so we can go make use of it. I think they will change us out of war economy, or kind of try and demand that we change out of war economy, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's typically what happens now. They have that event fire when you're not at war, especially if you're a democracy. Actually, it might only happen if you're like non-aligned or democracies. I don't know if the fascists or the communist countries get that penalty. So I typically get the silent workhorse, but that is not an option for us. Because yeah, you have to be fascist to do either of these two. Okay, so since that's not an option, and we typically do that so that we can get the extra political power gain, so we can fill this out a little bit quicker. But yeah, since we don't have any of those as options, I think we're gonna work on guys that will help us with the research and let us get these bonuses for the techs. And so let me just take a look and see which one would be the first one we'd want to get. Probably the tank one. So you can get the 1939 medium tanks. Let me just take a look. The planes are 1940, so obviously that doesn't have to be a priority. And the ships, because we are going to want to do the ships. Seems that we have most of the 1936 ships, unless we want to get some carriers. So we have till 1940 to fill that out as well. Because remember, you do want to get these before you actually get the tech, before it finishes up, so that the bonus for them would apply. So I think the tank one would be the soonest one. Yeah, you could also do the industrial concerns so we get those industrial techs quicker, and I guess that would be useful. And maybe that's what we'd want to start with, actually, is getting the industrial concern, and then we can do the tank one. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's get the industrial concern. We are researching industrial techs, and we'll continue researching industrial techs. So now we can go and just, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're not going to war anytime soon. Don't really have to have these fronts. I guess we'll keep them there, where they're going. Yeah, that's fine. We'll be changing everything up eventually anyways. So now we no longer have that unit design. We do need names, guys. I do let viewers name all the division designs. So we'll need a division design for our infantry, our light tanks, motorized, mountain troops, the cav unit, which will only be used for garrisons. Let me just make sure we're using, have that set up, although I guess we don't have any occupied territory, so we don't need to look at that. But yeah, we'll want to make sure we're using the cav unit for our garrisons. We can make some adjustments, like for the cav unit, you want to take both of these out. You don't need that there. And yeah, a lot of stuff basically needs to be done here. Infantry units just need to have some artillery for a 20 width. We'll eventually want to make them a 40 width though. Let's take a look at the light tanks, see what adjustments need to be made here. They need to get up to at least 20 width. And then we'll probably keep all this as is. Maybe we'll change this over to the Armored Recon Company though. But yeah, other than that, you just need to get some motorized units in here. So yeah, I guess we'll start with that. That's what we'll use this experience for. Is going to get some motorized infantry over here. And we'll just change these tanks up too, just kind of get them into more. Get them all looking nice here. And then we'll want to do the self-propelled artillery for, actually, for this last 6 here. So this is good, we're only using 5 experience. We won't get the support anti-air, so let's go ahead and save that. We really didn't make many adjustments there, since we don't have the self-propelled artillery just yet. We do have artillery though, so we can go and throw these into here. Let's do it like this. Give them 2 artillery and then just pull the infantry out. Now eventually we might want to make these into 40 width, but we won't do that just yet. And as far as getting them some more support stuff, we got engineer companies, we have the support artillery. Let's go ahead and do, now we want to get the recon, and it would be the cav one that we'd want to get. So let's go and get that. And that is pretty much all the experience we have, though I think we could get one more mountain unit here. Get them up to 14. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so we used all of our army experience. We also have a little bit of air experience, but yeah, we'll wait till we get a bit more of that before we do anything with it. And I think we can go back up to speed 5 and just make sure there's nothing else that needs to be looked at here. We'll wait to train the fleet. Let's get the fuel situation dealt with first. I think that would be wise. Got that basic machine tools, excellent. Let's go after, I think we're going to do the industry here. Now, as far as which one we're going to go here, I often go for the concentrated industry because I like having the higher factory output. It's really nice getting the better factory output. It ends up being like a good 25% bonus there. However, we're going to be building so many different types of equipment as Germany, and we might be switching them up quite a bit. And when you start switching up the factories quite a bit, then dispersed is better. Now, the other bonuses it gets, like the factory bomb vulnerability and stuff like that, I don't really find to be all that useful. But having the higher retention in base, that's the key there. That retention in base will effectively make sure that as we switch the factories up, or put new factories into new equipment or whatever, that this will just be overall better efficiency. So yeah, we'll go with the dispersed in this time, just because I think we will be switching around quite a bit as Germany, because we'll have so many different types of equipment, and we'll have to adjust based on what we need in the moment. We got the interwar artillery, and also got that bonus too. So we're done with the Civil War, so now passive bonuses aren't as necessary. See what else we want to get here. We definitely want to get that radio reinforcement rate, but again, passive bonuses are not as necessary, so we're really going to focus on the industrial techs. And anything else that we have that's not like a later tech, maybe get field hospitals, so we can put those into our units. We'd also want to get maintenance companies and logistic companies and all that kind of good stuff. But I think we're going to do the field hospitals first. We could also start going down our mobile warfare doctrine, which is what we're going to do as Germany. I feel like as Germany, you got to go down mobile warfare doctrine. And we are going to be relying pretty heavily on tanks in this campaign, guys. So we will be going down this, and I think it makes sense to go and make sure we have one of our slots going towards the army doctrines. We also need to start getting naval techs. I'm sure we don't have all of them that we need. And we wait to build out new ships. We'll wait until we get our dockyards back, since obviously we're currently working on these here. I suppose we could try and pull back some of the dockyards on these bigger ships so that we can get these ones done here a little bit quicker. How much would this slow it down? Yeah, if you just pull one dockyard from here, just trying to get these submarines done. Yeah, let's just pull one dockyard from each of those so that we have something going towards the submarines. Maybe pull two from that one, actually. And just try and get some of these built a little bit quicker. Alright, so we got the 4-year plan. And we can also get our first operative, so we need to do that. This will give us 2 research bonuses for industry, as well as a new political advisor. The captain of industry one, which is a pretty nice one to have. Let's go and see what we want to get next. We can go ahead and do the secure the new state, which I think is what we should work on. Get us some stability. Get us some political power, clamp down on fascism, reduce that fascist support. So yeah, we're going to start working on that, guys. With the operative, let's go ahead and see who we want to get for our first operative. We have a commando, so I think that's who we'll likely get. Nobody has any extra nationalities here. So yeah, I think it would be best to go with the commando. Auto. Oops, my bad. I selected the wrong one. Damn it. So we ended up getting the natural orator. Alright, that is not the one I wanted. I know you can fire him now, but then you gotta wait till you get another one, so it'll be 30 days. But yeah, I did not mean to select her, so we'll just wait. It's only 30 days. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, so we're only gonna play a little bit longer here, guys. A few more minutes, and then we're gonna have to end the first episode. Typically I try and get a good 1.5 years or so in the first episode, but obviously we had a civil war, so we weren't able to do that. One of these political advisors must be really cheap. Yeah, the captain of industry, guys, is really, really cheap here. Well, we are building civilian factories, so getting him would be nice, and he's cheap. Is that the guy we want? Let me just see what other options we're going to have here. A liberal journalist, that would give us political power gain, so that'd be helpful. Yeah, I feel like that character would be helpful for the early game. But yeah, getting the captain of industry, the cheaper one here, since we're building civilian factories, would be super helpful. Just looking who all we're going to get as a democratic country to see what other options we're going to have here. Here's a connected citizen, so you could do political power and stability instead of the daily democracy support, so that'd be a good option as well. Yeah, you know what, 75 political power, let's do it. Let's get these civilian factories built a little bit quicker, because we're still working on that. And we also got to repair all this stuff. Let's prioritize repairing factories. So once we finish building, if these aren't repaired yet, because they do repair on their own without factories. If these aren't repaired yet, then they'll work on doing that. I'm not so much worried about the infrastructure. We'll let that repair on its own. Okay, excellent. So yeah, we'll let this go just a little bit longer. Again, can only play a couple more minutes here, guys. And then we're going to have to end the first episode. We'll wait to put the fleet out until we get the fuel situation dealt with. Just kind of build that up just a little bit. and then we'll get the fleet training to get us a little bit of Navy experience. Let's go and get that operative. Otto is who we're trying to get here. So let's go and get Otto going, and then we're going to have him see what we want him to do. Building intel, probably not necessary just yet. You can't really do any missions with just one guy. You won't have any resistance problems, don't need to do the controlled trade. And because of the mod we're using, we don't have to do diplomatic pressure, guys. Yeah, that's just not going to be necessary, since anybody who is democratic or non-aligned, if they go to war, they'll join our faction anyways. So yeah, I don't think we need to do that either. So yeah, we'll just do the counterintelligence. Yeah, we'll just have them keep doing that. There's really not any other mission that I can see being beneficial. Oh, well, you know what? We could take a look and see if we want to boost ideology. Could always boost ideology in a country that's already going to switch so that we can get them onto our side a little bit quicker. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do the Dutch. Yeah, we will do the Dutch here. But we'll have to build an intel network first, and then we could switch them over to propaganda. So we'll do that for now, and then we'll switch them over to propaganda. I don't know how long he'll be able to do that before we lose all the intel. Typically, you got to send like 2 operatives to do that kind of stuff. 1 to keep the intel up, and 1 to do the other mission. Not very many units, so we should probably start building some units, guys. Let's go and get some. Well, we don't want to do the mountain troops yet because we want to change up their division designs first. We do want to train all of these guys though, just to get some army experience. So let's go and get them training up so that we have some army experience going. And then we're going to want to get some tank units here and probably some infantry as well. And also prioritize reinforcements. Yeah, this looks good. And see how many we might want to get. We don't really have very many light tanks, and they need a lot of light tanks, so we'll just do 1 for now. As far as the infantry, it's just artillery that we're short on, so we'll get a few of these guys going here. And then might want to change up our equipment just based on how we're doing here. We got a lot of infantry equipment, so we'll pull back on the infantry equipment bit and start focusing on that artillery and the light tanks a bit more. Yeah, a lot of these are damaged, unfortunately. We can pull back on the motorized as well. We're building pretty good, doing pretty good on building that up. So let's just pull this back. And again, this is one of the nice advantages of us going that route on the factories, on the industry, that we can change these up a little bit more. Obviously, we haven't gotten that focus just yet, but it'll have its effect in time. Let's go with a lot of artillery. As you guys see, we're shortest on that. And we need a little bit of tungsten, but we're not going to trade for that. We will pull back on this rubber, which we're not even getting from Siam anyways. Okay, so looking good. Keep our units training so we keep that army experience going up. And since they do take a little bit of fuel, you can see that that is now going down, unfortunately. But we're going to keep them training anyways, although we could pull the tanks out. You know what? Yeah, let's pull the tanks out and put them into their own unit, so that way we're not using much, if any, fuel, because I don't know if these infantry units are using fuel. It's kind of based on what they have inside of their division designs. Yeah, no fuel usage for those divisions. So yeah, we'll pull the tanks out so it doesn't affect the fuel. We got to secure the new state. Nice little shot up political power and increased stability, and we'll start getting rid of some of that fascism. Let's go and go with the reestablish free elections, and that's going to increase the daily democracy support. Just kind of focus on getting to the going the democratic route, and then we're going to want to go ahead and also get probably the tank one next. I mean, I know we got a while to go. Let me just see if there's anything here that we really want right now that we actually have access to. I don't think so. No. I could do that just to try and get rid of that fascism support quicker, but that'll happen in time, so I'm not too worried about it. Could do our theorist as well, but we're going to want to do the mobile warfare expert Manstein, and that's 250. But I do want to get him. And we do have time, because that tank, the first tank one, is 1939. Though we could get this done, I suppose, and then you get the bonus for it. But yeah, I don't think we're going to do that, guys. I think we'll go ahead and actually get the theorist. So we'll wait till we get the 250 political power, and we'll get the theorist going. Yeah, we'll do it a little bit earlier than we typically do, just so we can try and get that, get all those doctrines done quicker, and get more army experience, since we're going to have a lot of different division designs, so we're going to want to make those adjustments to them. So I suppose we're just going to go into September 1st, guys. That's where we'll end the episode. Let's get about 8 months in the first episode because of the Civil War. Alright, so we are on September 1st here, and we're going to be building up now for the future conflict against the communists and the fascists. I don't know which one will attack first. I think it makes the most sense to probably attack the communists, because you have Poland here and France here, but the other option, attack the fascists and go into Italy. You won't be able to do the naval invasion of the British anytime soon. Yeah, it just kind of feels like the communists would be the natural first enemy for us. So yeah, they might be the first ones we attack. It also depends on the focus tree and what happens with them as well, and what they do on their focus tree. As far as what they're doing now, France is inviting communist ministers. The British are working on their radar. Don't know what the Italians are doing. Collectivist propaganda here in the Soviet Union. Kind of just go through all these, reinforcing old alliances, electing democratic king. Greeks are paying back their debts in bulk, seeking cooperation with the Tsar. Let's kind of just go through all these here. Everybody who has unique focuses. There's so many of them now, though. I did forget a couple up here in Europe. We got Spain we didn't look at, and Portugal doing the food industries. Turks are ratifying the 6 arrows. Looking at the Chinese here. See what they're all doing. You can't even see. They got unknown focuses. Try and go through all the countries here. Mexico shouldn't really matter that much in this campaign. They should be going a more peaceful route than they typically do in our campaigns. Air War Plans Division here in the U.S. National Housing Act. Is that everybody? I know I'm forgetting some. There's so many damn focus trees these days. Probably forgot somebody. So it is unfortunately going to be the end of this first episode. Got that Civil War knocked out. I think we did pretty good on the kill-death ratio. I wish I'd looked at it right before the war ended. I suppose we could like save it and then take a quick peek at it. Maybe we'll do that here after I finish my outro. We'll like reload a save and just see what the casualties were in the last month of the conflict. Though you know what, we've played enough here. We might not be able to reload a save. Yeah, because I think I have it saving every month, but we've been out of the Civil War for a little while now. I don't know exactly when it finished up. We'll take a look and see if we can see the casualties. I hope you guys did enjoy this first episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. If you're looking for any links, check out the description of any of our videos. You'll find links to our PayPal, Patreon, and Teespring store if you'd like to help support the channel. You also find links to our Discord if you'd like to join our community. And finally, you found links to all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, if you'd like to follow us on there. If you're looking for anything to watch while you wait for the next episode, which these videos will be coming out daily, every day except for Mondays, so 6 days a week. So the next episode will be tomorrow. But if you're looking for something to watch while you wait for that, then check out the front page of our channel. We do have 3,000 something videos all sorted by genre, including a section on that front page just for the Hearts of Iron 4 series, because we do have like 30 something campaigns, maybe more than that. We've been playing HOI4 since launch pretty regularly, so we do have a lot of HOI4 campaigns on the channel, with the most recent one being as the Ottoman Empire. Started as Turkey and became the Ottoman Empire. And then the one before that was like 3 months before that, but the one before that was playing as Democratic United States in a kind of red world situation I described earlier in the campaign, where the whole world went communist. So maybe go check out one of those ones or one of the other ones. If you're looking for other like non-HOI4 content, I do play a lot of Paradox games. We played an Imperator series, Imperator Rome recently. I've done a couple EU4 series, played Stellaris and a few campaigns of Stellaris. Also play CK3, done 2 CK3 campaigns, a couple CK2 ones as well. So we have a lot of strategy content on the channel, and if you're looking for something outside of the strategy genre, we do play a lot of other types of genres on the console, on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and typically Jinx, my wife and co-host here on the channel, she will join us on those. And so we do have a lot of non-strategy content as well, so you should be able to find something to watch. So that is effectively the end of this first episode, but as I said, we're going to go ahead and try and see if we can't load one of these later saves. Again, I don't know when the Civil War ended here, so we'll check in July. That's the furthest autosave we have here. Already saved this game, so let's go and load this up and see if we can't see the casualties to the war, or if it's just too late. Yeah, it's just too late. Unfortunately, we've already ended the conflict here. So yeah, the Civil War did not take very long. Apparently, I don't know exactly when it ended. But yeah, we cannot go back and look at the casualties, unfortunately. So let's just go ahead and reload this one here. Yeah, kind of a shame. I wish I had looked at that so we could see exactly how well we did. But I think the kill-death ratio was pretty good. It was like 5.0. The last time we looked at it, I expect that it was probably much better than that before the end there, as we were wiping out more and more divisions and having more favorable fights. I do expect we did pretty good in that regard. And I don't think our casualties are too high either. If I had to guess, probably less than 50,000, maybe like 25, 30,000 total casualties on our side. Really not bad at all for a civil war. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Do hope to see you guys on the next one, and thanks for watching.